I really gotta change my hotkey for starting the timer back. But anyway, here we are. Where we last left off, we are in Plant Hell. This is like the plant island, but it's like actually hell. Like I am really not enjoying this plant world at all. It's extremely hard to tell where you can go and where you can't. And I got owned by like half an hour by something where I just had to look up a little bit. And it would have been right there, really obvious. So, whoops. But I made it past that, and now we're here. And I have no idea where here is. So, today's goal is to figure that out. Okay, so this is a plant that we have access to. Oh, hang on. What's this? How does this work? The amount of sunlight we've got changes. I mean, that's clearly doing something over there to this plant, so let's just aim it at that, I guess. Whatever that is. I got done with uploading the first big batch of GameCube thing to YouTube yesterday, by the way. I think that now I'm going to spend some time reorganizing all that stuff. But, I got everything highlighted. I got everything uploaded up till when I stopped highlighting things, which is like GameCube thing 91. I think the number is. I did 1 through 91, and then we lost all of like 92 through like 250 or something like that. Because I am just a profoundly lazy gamer. Wait. That is shining on something. Like it's shining on that over there or something like that. I don't really know. Oh, hang on, it's this. How do I interact with this? Can I interact with this? Doesn't seem like it wants me to stand back there. But I got that done. There were like 5 VODs that didn't work. Either because the download ended up being corrupted when I tried to upload it, like the VOD was broken, or there are just a few VODs that are like broken on Twitch's end. I think the ones that are broken on Twitch's end, there's nothing I can do about, but I would like to fix the ones that I think are fixable. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. I also got to go ahead and get these actually all like displayed somewhere. Like right now, I really don't promote that there's a VOD channel anywhere. And I don't ever plan on like promoting, but I'd like to get all of the VOD links on the site at least. And I think that's the next project. Oh, hang on, we're just gonna do this one. I didn't realize we could look all the way over there. This one I definitely actually have access to. Okay, well, somehow that was opening. I guess if you... Oh, well, I guess if you shine the light on it, it's the same as the, like, lamp. It's the same as those, like, lampshade ones, or you gotta pull the cord on them. We are putting the light on the leaf, so it's gonna unfurl or whatever. I don't know where that is. It's, like, over here somewhere. This entire island, to me, has just looked like a big, like, wooden mess. I have no sense of where I am or like how the navigation is. It's just a big fucking mess. Where am I? How did I get here? I think this is good. I might actually not be going anywhere. I think this is getting me closer to where I have to go. Yeah, there's the plant that I unfurled, I think. I think this is what we want. Yeah, I've definitely not been here before. The end goal of all of this is we are trying to destroy a bulb to free like an electric manta ray guy, and then once he's free, we're going to use him to zap a different plant, which will then free our big bird guy. And then that'll probably be it, is my guess. I think from here we have to maybe... Can we shine... Maybe I... And that's pointed at like a bulb somewhere. I don't even really know what that's pointed at. Is it? Can I get to that plant? Yes, I think I can. Yes, cool. And does this catch the sun in any way? No? Okay. Well, I think we can point this there at least. And does that stay? Yes, that stays. I think maybe then we want to point one of the ones we've already used over here. There's a number of plants that seem like they're not getting used right now. Like there's this one, and I think there was one other I saw as well. I don't know what that's about. That's kind of maybe bad. Also, like, how did I get here? I'm trying to leave now. How did I get here in the first place? Okay, apparently it's... No, it's not over there. Uh... Yeah, how did I get here? I went through that tree trunk, like, under 1 minute ago, and it put me somewhere. Oh, there we go. It's, like, back here. What am I even looking at? I guess we're going this way. And then down this way. I have no idea how to get out of here. Like, once we've got this solved, whatever this is, I'm gonna have to get out of here to go and solve, or to go and, like, get the electric dude. And I have no idea how to get up back up there at this point. I'm completely disconnected from that part of the map. I have no idea. Where am I? I think we want to go to the right here. Is that possible? Oh, this is some kind of thing. Oh, this is gonna be a message from the guy.
This morning I woke up and I couldn't picture Tamara's face. The little line at the corner of her lip that pulls her whole mouth down when she smiles, the flutter in her eyelashes. I tried so hard to picture her in my mind, put her down on paper as if that might bring her back. I couldn't do it. Atris, I'm not you.
Okay. Hey, Jeppo. how do I get back over there? How did I come back here? Does that like mean something? What are we doing now? Your guess is as good as mine. I am in like plant hell, and I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing, but this area is very confusing. Okay, I think I found where I'm going. Maybe. Here's the mural. I think that might be the brothers. I think the murals are about the brothers, actually. I think that's Cirrus and Akinar. And there they are showing the books to some guys. I don't know. Yeah, the rest of the game, even in moments where I couldn't see where to go, they still made too much sense. So now the game has dumped me into like this absolute hellscape. This is definitely going back to where the previous puzzle was. So no, not up there. There's a bulb here. It's one of the breakable bulbs, I think. Oh, have I might have had to do that so that I could move yeah, I've now moved him here, so he was not going to... Okay, so that's good that this was actually a required part of the puzzle coming up here. Not a waste of time. Still don't really know if I'm meant to do anything with that. Like, it doesn't seem like there's any way for me to get back there to interact with this plant, even though it is a usable plant in some ways. I don't really think this is for anything else. And that doesn't turn more than there. Well, wait. If I shine that on that, then it shines that on that, I think. I think that might just be set up so that it works correctly. Does it? Yes, we got that one shining. Hang on. So we do want to now point that at this. And that's pointing at that. And then I thought I set that one up to point here, but maybe it like undid itself or something. Well, hang on, because now I can't get over there. Actually, in order to get over there, we do need this to be shining here. Well, let me just check something. Let me just check that there's not like a lack of feedback that because I feel that this should probably be the puzzle solution. I think that doing that should have just probably broken the bulb. Though it's not visibly doing anything. Because when I was over there, I did point that at this, and that should be pointing at a bulb. Though honestly, we might have like undone something by activating this. It might have like hit a trigger or something that just like messed with things. So we're gonna have to go back and do it again. That's kind of annoying. I know what I'm doing now though. We're about to free the guy. This is gonna free the guy. Then we're gonna free the bird. The bird, I am praying the bird is gonna give me the symbol so I can leave. Like please, please no more puzzles, bird. There's nothing else for me to point at, correct? Extremely correct. It's not. I think I think it's not. It's Myst is just the first half of the word mystery, which I'm gonna be honest is a connection that I did not make until like a week ago. But oh, if you mean the second Y, I don't know, English language. Genuinely thought the first Y was different. Myst 12 Skibbity. I mean, if they made 12 Myst games, I would accept that fate, even if the 12th one is terrible. What am I even looking at? It's okay. I'm now up here. So this is where I was, and we've now like it seems like we have to point this thing correct, and then correctly. Sorry, we have to point this thing correctly, and then we have to go and move the other one. Like we have to preset this. What? This is just set correct. I don't understand why this didn't work. It was correct. Hang on, if I point this up and then click, it stays pointed up. Okay, so this doesn't, this just stays in whatever direction it's set in. Well, I don't know. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty centered. We're gonna go ahead and put a save down here in case it's wrong, so I don't have to walk all the way back. But I feel like this should work. And then the orange one, we don't even move here. The orange one is stationary. I'm pretty sure, right? Pacific Northwest accent pronounces them the same? Really? Like the two Y's in mystery? There's no way. Wait, that's not the bulb. What bulb am I pointing at here? Oh, that. Yes. Yes, that is. I was gonna say, like, nah, you were lying. There's no way you pronounce it, the two Y's in mystery, the same. That's not actually pointed at that. Hang on. Mystery tournament. Yeah, I'm like, nah. That's not real. That's fake news. It's what are we even like? What is this thing pointing at? I can't tell. It's pointed at like a deflated bulb. I think we need to move. Like the bulb is deflated. That's not the bulb that I moved the guy into. So we gotta move the guy into yet another bulb. And I have no idea where that thing is. This was the exit. That's not what we want. It's like hanging down from something. Wait, hold up. I don't think I've been over here. What does this do? Okay. This is... I don't think I've been this place. I don't think I've been this way at all. This is new. This might be where the final bulb is. I mean, we're on like the forest floor here, right? It's gotta be... We can't go lower than this. We've been going down this entire time, which is kind of interesting. We started at the very top of this like weird, super tall tree planet. This is something completely different, actually. I think this has no relation. Something interesting happens when we do this. So I'll point it at the very top. And yeah, that changes. So that seems like that's good, actually. Final bulb. I think that would have to be Olimar. I don't really associate Mario with bulbs so much. There's another character who's very bulb-centric. Well, it's not even really that he's so bulb-focused. He is the bulbist. I mean, I guess there's also Venusaur, who's probably the second most bulbous, just because of his relation to Bulbasaur. Where am I? This is actually just such a confusing game. Oh, that was the path back up. Okay. Well, I pointed a thing at a thing down there. I don't really think we're, I don't think this is the solution, though. I don't think being down here is the solution. From It's Mr. Pants? I have not played It's Mr. Pants. I'm not sure. You might be the only person who's played It's Mr. Pants here. Can you soft lock yourself? Not that I'm aware of. It's not part of the design. It's an empty staple? Oh, man. Never mind then. This isn't like, King's Quest or whatever, where like you do something wrong, you soft lock yourself and you don't realize it until an hour later. It's not that type of game. It's not meant to have soft locks. It might still accidentally, but not that I'm aware of. Throw key and river in the game ends. I just realized kind of somewhat recently in my own game that I'm making that at one point in the game, in the first chapter, you can just drop a key and the game is soft locked. You could just discard the key from your inventory and there was no way to get another key. So, whoops. Fix that. Yeah, it's never really, aside from when we had to reference back to the weights of the materials from the hub world. Aside from that, and even that puzzle was pretty brute forceable if you don't think of that, honestly. Wait, how did I end up here? Wait, what? Hang on. Hang on, is there a connection between this area? No. No, I understand, I think. I think? Did I climb across the plant? Or did I not climb across the plant? Literally, where the hell am I right now? This is the plant. Okay, no, I did climb across the plant, and then to get to the handle, you go left here instead of right. Where discarding items is even a reasonable mechanic? Well, you have limited inventory space. And because reasons, it's a fishing game. You have to fish the key out of the river. But because the key is then considered a fish and you only have limited space to store fish and most fish are not that valuable, there's a drop option to, if you catch something small that you don't care to keep. Um, but then that leads to being able to drop the key and then it detects you've already got a key so it won't give you another one. So then the game is just soft locked at that point. That was the problem. There's a bulb somewhere. Where's that bulb? I think it's up there. Wait, I'm gonna back up. I think the bulb might be... I fixed it by not allowing you to drop the key. I think that if you dropped the key, it wouldn't make sense if you fished another key out of the river. Like, why would there be two? So, you can't drop or sell it, is what it is. There's now like a important flag that you can put on items in the engine, and then that makes it so that they can't be dropped or sold. You're just stuck with them. I am still working on that. I haven't made a video in forever because I don't know. But a release animation where the key swims back into the water. Well, what if you dropped it like in someone's house, you know? There could be a text box that's like, you know, the key slides back into the water as you drop it or something like that to explain why the key's back in the river, but it would have to roll really far. It doesn't make sense. But I am still working on that. I was working on water currents last night. I almost got it where I wanted. I just have to like adjust the values a little bit now. And also, probably at this point, the game is getting complicated enough that my editor is not really working. I think I have to completely overhaul the tile editor next, which makes me sad. But I think that's how it has to be. So that's still just... I don't know. I mean, is there some way for me to get over there? Yeah, well, it's not necessarily... Like, I think that even if I were using some, like, pre-existing software, I think I would still have the same problem. It's just that, like, think about it. At this point, one tile can have collision, animation. You have to be able to set the tile texture, water flow direction, water depth information, and the fishing table if you were to fish on that tile. There's like six or I feel like I'm missing one or two things, but I don't remember. But there's like 6 or 7 different properties that need to be set for each tile, and at this point, like it just the way I've been doing it is a little bit crowded. But I think I would have to come up with something like this, some editor for this info, regardless. Like even if I was using like Game Maker or some shit. How far are we? This is the third of the like spoke islands, I'll call them. There's the hub island, then there's the 3 spoke islands that come off of those. We do each of those, and then we unlock the 5th final island. And this is... Oh, wait, I think I get it. And this is the 3rd and final of the side islands before we get to go to the final one. I think I get it now. And as for how far we are in this island, I think we're pretty far along, but I've been very stuck on like every puzzle on this island because it's just ridiculous. It's just really hard to tell where to go, and that's making things harder. But also, I... Like, all of the puzzles in the game have been like mechanical contraptions so far, and then you get here, and the puzzles are a lot more like... I don't know. They're pretty simple, but there's a whole lot less like fiddling with knobs on a machine and a whole lot more like walking around and clicking on things, and you have to click on all the things in the right order and stuff like that. So these puzzles are just taking me way longer. Wait, I can just load my save that I made before. I bet that if I interact with this, we can point this at... No, never mind. I'm wrong. I mean, maybe if I just, like, point this at that. I mean, this doesn't... I... I was thinking maybe we could point this flower at the leaf that needs to be unfurled for me to get across the bridge, but I think that that leaf is behind this pillar, so I don't think that's right. But clearly this isn't it, even though I really feel like this should be it. Like, we point that at that points at the bulb, and we're good. We've pointed at the bulb. I don't know what step I'm missing here. But like, the problem is that right now, like, that one we've already tried. That one cannot point, that flower that's currently lit cannot point at the one that we're using right now. It has to be this flower, which we don't have aim control over. So, like, we can come back here, but only when the flower that is back here is not lit up. I do kind of wonder if I just point this at that, Like, are we just gonna... There's no way that the light from the purple flower can break the red bulb. It's never done that before. Not that I've ever broken a lot of bulbs before, but it's never done that. Wait, hang on. I am silly. I just realized that we can point that at that, and then we... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Yes. Okay. Yes, I've solved it. I've solved it. If this isn't the solution, I'm gonna be mad. This is totally it. It makes perfect sense. Currently trying to figure out... Oh, wait, and here's the bulb. The final bulb. There we go. I didn't even... I've walked by this thing a million times. It was just right here. There we go. Now we got him set up. No. He's still trapped in the pitcher plant. We've almost got it, though. I think I just solved the puzzle that I've been on for the last 43 minutes. I think I've solved it, because now we point at this. That one points across the ravine, which then points at this. It's not pointing. What? What? It's not pointing at this. Hang on. Why not? That's set up. That's... Come on. I totally had it, too. You gotta be kidding me. You got it. How is that not it? Is it just not lined up correctly or something? Like, no, because that one is lit up, and that should be pointing at this one. Then this one points at that one, and then that one points across. That was my idea. Either that or this one points at the tree. Yeah, no, my idea... Wait, yeah, my idea was that this one points at the leaf. We cross the leaf, then we use this, which has the light on it, to point at that, and then that points at the bulb. Like, that... This should be it, but it's not for some reason. Like, I totally set that one up to point here. This should be it. Well, hang on. If I come down here, you would think that... Like, if this plant actually had line of sight of the other one, then we'd be able to just do... I mean, this just doesn't even turn that far, so never mind. I cannot believe that's not it. That it has to be it. Nothing else makes sense unless there's something I'm missing, which so far there's been lots of things I've been missing. But unless there's, like, it makes perfect sense, right? This one catches the light and points at this one. Oh, I'm pointing at the screen. You guys can't see this. This one catches the light and points at this one, which then points at the one that I'm using, which then points at this one, which then points at the leaf bridge. Then I cross the leaf bridge. Then we take this and redirect from the leaf bridge to the there, and then this shines across and hits that bulb. That makes perfect sense, and yet apparently it's just wrong. I don't know. I tried it and it didn't work. I do, like, hang on. If I then move this, okay, visually, I don't think... Yeah, no matter what I do, it's not, like, changing. It's not making this look any different in the real world as I turn this. I come back and the pre-render just looks the same. I think we might be consulting game facts. I really thought that was it, and if that's not it, then I have no idea what they want from me. I'll try it one more time just in case I like didn't have it lined up correctly the first time. That's happened a few times in different puzzles. It happened in that happened in like those weird four concentric rings and we had to set the dots to the right place to open the books to get to the side islands. Like though I that one it's like yeah, you've solved the puzzle correctly, but it's not quite lined up right, so too bad. Like that happened to me there, so I'm wondering if that's just happening here as well, and it's just the lineup they're looking for is weirdly precise. Wait, where's the bulb? I thought the bulb was right here. What? Hang on. Okay, yeah, here it is. It doesn't it doesn't look like the bulb unless you're looking at it from that angle. It's confusing. Yeah, the light from this plant is not enough to free the guy. And yeah, that did nothing. This is just off now. Maybe I don't think I could have used the one on the floor to point all the way back up at the plant bridge. I think I'm missing a component of this, to be honest with you. I'm checking game facts again. I have the fern open? What? How do I aim the light direct? There are four. Yeah, there are four, so I'm not missing anything. I don't know what a tongue fern is. Oh, I think that's that. Climb the... This Game Facts article, like, describes all of these plants by, like, their official in-game name, which is something that I don't know. So it just says, like, look at this. I have the fern open. Where do I go? Aim the lambent orchid found at the yellow aurora blossom. What? Okay, hang on, wait. I solved it. I solved this half an hour ago. I was correct, it just wasn't lined up right, even though I tried multiple times. Redirect the light you already have. Okay, aim the lambent, climb up the glowing mushrooms, aim the lambent orchid found here at the yellow aurora blossom, then go back to the first orchid and aim it at the orchid to the right. You can only aim this orchid in one direction, so when you do this, the tongue fern will close up. If you need to go back, yeah, hang on. That literally, I did that. I tried that multiple times. I did that exact thing. It literally is just you have to point this at this. and then you go back and you point at the, and then it like chains and it breaks the pod. Like that's literally it. It's just this, which I tried a bunch of times and it wasn't working. Um, but maybe it wasn't working because I didn't have the pod set up correctly. That could be it. That could be it, actually. It could be that I had it, but because I didn't have the pod set up correctly, it just like pretended it was wrong. Which I think would be bullshit. It should show that the puzzle is working, but that it's shining on a pod that's not the set pod. Like if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be mad about it. Or if this works, I am gonna be mad about it. But whatever. Whatever, this should work now, I think. Maybe I just had to set the pod. And yeah, the variety has been good so far because we just don't vote for military slop. The military stuff. Yeah, see, look, I literally, there's no reason why visually we shouldn't be seeing a response. It is 100% just like a game trigger thing. Or it's like, but the pod doesn't have the guy in it, therefore, stupid. Incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid. I had that solved forever ago. Anyway, we just freed the boy. Maybe now we go all the way back up to where the family is, or maybe we keep going down. Oh, wait. Hold up. Um... I'm gonna try to just keep going down for the time being. Which means we have to reset the flower bridge. Or the tongue fern, as GameFAQs calls it. Gotta set the tongue fern up. All the noise is coming from this guy. That's fine. I don't know what's gonna be different when I come down here. Like, I really don't think I've affected anything. But maybe the bird flies by and does something. I don't know. If this isn't it, then we just have to go all the way back up to the top to see the bird. Probably. But yeah, this is looking exactly the same so far. Yeah, that just doesn't really do anything. I think we're going all the way back up. This is gonna take forever. It's legit gonna take like 10 minutes to get back up there, and then there's just gonna be nothing. I'm gonna put a save down here, actually. I'm gonna put a save down here so that when I climb all the way up and find nothing up there, I can come all the way back down right away. I don't have to walk. This is gonna take forever. Is there another way for me to go? I feel like we probably have to point like multiple lights at that, but there's only one light, so I don't know. What am I looking at? Uh... Oh, hang on, papers. Hopefully I don't have to find all of these to get the good ending or something, because I definitely haven't. Oh, this might be the first page. Yeah, like look at the page numbers are starting to make sense now. Except for this. I think we're just missing the Y with a hat on it page, which would go right here. And then that. Oh, well, here's the Y with a hat on it. I think maybe it's that you get the way the numbering works. You get two Ys with the crossed lines, and then you get one Y with a hat on it. That's how it works. Yeah, that's totally how it works. Okay. I don't know if that's ever going to come into play, but that's how the numbering works on the page numbers at least. It still hasn't come up, so I'm starting to suspect that the whole numbering system thing might just be like a bait puzzle. Trick you into thinking about this. So we have to go back up through the second puzzle area, which I haven't been to yet today. I was there yesterday. Um, I was there a lot yesterday. Spent a lot of time walking around down here. I have to find my way out of here somehow. I have no idea where I'm going. I think it is this way. Okay, yeah. Maybe up here? This looks promising. I don't know. This has to be good, right? We're going up. Up is good. Yeah, this is totally it. All right, then here's this, our weird stairs plant. Then we go this way. All right. I don't know. I mean, I did free the bird, but for what purpose? Like, what's... There he is. Uh, now what? I might have come all the way back up here for nothing. Maybe... there's a lot of both. Yeah, that's just pointed that way. This isn't actually... This isn't gonna do anything. And I don't think there's anything else. Well, okay, yeah, here's these stairs. Maybe now if I... What if I have to, like, go use the trap again, and then now because the mom bird isn't in the plant, the mom bird shows up and, like, pulls some shit, makes something happen. I think this is incorrect, though. I'm gonna load. I'm gonna save up here, just in case. I don't want to have to walk all the way back up here again, but I am gonna load all the way back down to the floor. I think if you added up like racing plus first person shooter, it would probably be like 200 games, something like that. There's that's maybe not quite 200. There would be like 100 games at least. And it's clearly this because it does something to that plant in the center. There's just going to be some path down here that I'm not seeing because this area is confusing. I don't know. In my Discord yesterday, like Ketrub was talking about how he was disappointed with the new Mario Kart because it looked too much like Forza Horizon, and a couple other people chimed in and were like, "Yeah, I'm sick of Forza Horizon ripoffs and this and that." And I was like, "Oh, I guess a lot of people do care." I think I found the racing game fans. But yeah, in the 2000s, the Xbox has like 1 billion racing games on it, and that's just the racing games that weren't also on GameCube. Because we already played a bunch on GameCube, and on Xbox, I'm gonna play even more. Hey Kiva, it's not going good today. I'm really stuck again. Hang on, is this a way? Yo, okay, hold up, never mind. We're in there. What is this? I have not been here. Never mind, we found it. But I've been really stuck today. It's not been going too good. What did that do? We like blocked the sunlight and that made that plant close up. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Ah, more pages. Like those pages aren't visible on the ground from anywhere else. Only if you're standing right here. The final painting is almost done. You must see everything that happened. As he follows the instructions I've left him, he will feel the pain I've suffered. What is he talking about? I mean, maybe, I guess he painted the paintings we've been seeing, but they're not. I don't really know what they are. I'm I'm incredibly confused by what I'm looking at on screen right now. Where the hell am I? I think this is a dead end for now. I think I maybe had to, I think I've, like, come up inside one of those flowers. One of those giant purple flowers. Yeah, it's, the controller input is not good. I don't know why they didn't let you turn the camera with the right stick. I feel like that's the sane thing to do, but that's not what they did. They don't let you turn the camera with the right stick. You just have to like slowly look around with the cursor. I have no idea how I got to this area, so I have no idea how I'm gonna get back. I think it was like over here and then maybe up there? Yeah. And then that's that. Yeah, so this flower is open now, I guess. Maybe if we go to the light, we can like blast the bugs with the light. The light's already set up to be blasting the bugs, so I don't know why it's not. Oh, okay, we want... Well, I think because it didn't default to this state, so I think we do want this like this. But I don't know what it does. I'm not sure what our end goal is here. Like, are we trying to move the bugs somewhere? I think maybe I turned around too quickly. I was in that flower. I'm pretty sure that when I climbed through the blue wood, I ended up in this flower. So, like, hang on. Well, wait, have I been here? What is this? Yeah, this is the exit. This is not correct. How? I'm never gonna be able to find that path again. Where did I go? How did I get... I think it was this? Maybe if I stand here a little bit more. No. Where? I'm so confused. How did I even get to that other flower? Like, was that even... Where was that? I just, like, clicked on a wall somewhere and then ended up... Okay, here we go. Go back into the wood. Oh, is that it? Is that gonna make the symbol? No. Uh-oh. Alright, I think we're out of here. I think we're good. I think that was probably the last puzzle. Yep, awesome. Alright, get me the hell off this island. God, that... We were probably there for like... I don't know, I don't know when I got there yesterday. But I was probably on that island for like 2.5 hours or something. Ugh. Yo, what's up? Why am I here? Well, it was doing worse, but we just finished the hard part. So now we're officially in there. Now we are going to the end of the game. If I can figure out how to do that. I have these 3 symbols. I don't know what to do with them. Maybe if I use them on this. Yeah, okay. There's gonna be a final island, probably with puzzles. I think that's how this is gonna happen.
Not so easy, is it, Atris? Running like a rat through a maze, looking for some sign that'll help you save your world. Is it over here? Is it over there? Is it someplace I can't find?
I love this performance. It's like...
Sirius and Akinar didn't care about saving.
It's very funny.
All that talk about fixing instabilities, rewriting the age so that we would be free to live our lives, that was just talk to hide the truth of why they had come. But we believed their lies, Atris. So we abandoned our traditions, forgetting that those traditions were keeping Narayan alive. And when the lattice trees started to die, I followed them here to tell them what they had done. And they laughed. They said they would never fix Narayan. They said that they had already taken everything it had worth saving. So, my dear old friend, Atris, I brought you to this place where your education begins. Find the remaining two symbols and then...
I think I was supposed to hand these in one at a time and not all at the end of the game. He's explaining the plot to me, but I kind of already figured it out. Wait, where's my cursor? Where's my cursor? What? Where's... what? I don't have one anymore? What is the... I think he stole my cursor. Hang on, I'm gonna... Save and load? I think there's been a bug. Yeah, no. My cursor. What the hell? I can't interact with anything if I don't have that. Oh, it's back. Maybe if I do this? No. Oh, okay. What the hell? Is the rest of the game just gonna be like this? This is horrible. Well, it's weird that I'm like turning. I think I'm gonna have just like pressed some kind of button.
This what you expected, Atris? When you followed me here, hoping to reclaim Relation? Is this classroom what you expected to find? I read your journal, you know. In Tamana, after I found your linking book abandoned outside this observatory, I read all about the Dunning. How you started their world again. Can you really do that, Atris? After everything that's happened to Narayan, could you start their world over again? I don't think so. I think there's too much blood on our hands, too many ghosts. Surely you can't change that with a pen stroke. One more symbol, Atris. Narayan is waiting.
Ah, there we go. You know, it took me 9.5 hours to find this out, but apparently if you press the X button, you go into first-person look-around mode, and then you press X to bring your hand back. I've been playing the entire game, scrolling the screen around with the hand. And apparently you don't have to do that. Well...
done well, my sons, but there's still one task ahead of you. The linking book you see here connects to an age called Narayan. It's a very delicate age, where civilization has emerged in response to the world's imbalances. It's also the first inhabited age I'm sending you to alone. But don't be afraid. The knowledge you've acquired here will show you the way in. Use it and see all that Narayan has to offer.
All right, cool. We're going in. Final island. This is the home world of the evil guy. Oh God. Oh God, am I gonna have to take note of all of this? You know, I think it's actually way easier to play in first person and then just press X to bring the hand up. I think I've been playing this game wrong the entire time. Yeah, whoops. Even like if you put the hand like this even if you put the hand over something interactive, it brings up the cursor so that you can see that it's something interactive, I think. Like check that out. So actually it also gives you hints as to what to do. This mode is just way better and I've been playing it wrong the whole time. Been playing on Tapioca hard mode because I didn't press the X button. I think I did at some point. And it just like, I don't know, I was in a menu maybe, so it didn't do anything. Oh my God, he's here.
What? You're not. Where is he?
Took him 9.5 hours to realize he wasn't talking to Atris the whole time. It was me, nameless Myst man.
He didn't come.
I was playing as Myst guy the whole time.
Take relation from him, and he sends you instead. Idiot. You actually thought this would work. You thought that you could force him into coming here, fixing things. Why? Why would he rewrite Narayan? Because of your messages? Because of your paintings? Look at your world. Look at what's left of it. When are you gonna get it through your thick skull that you do not matter to him? No one could be alive out there. No one. We're stuck here, you know. The linking book back to Chananan is gone. Left behind when I linked out of Atris' study. And as for getting in to Narayan, look around you. This chamber is the only way in. Atris installed some kind of shield, and I have never been able to get past it. Not once in all these years. So you're just as stuck here as I am. At least until I open this book and I show Atris what it's like to watch your friends and relatives
I don't know why Narishan is such a big deal to everyone. Like, what's there?
If you do find a way out of
I
it,
think he's been eating,
I suggest that you think
if he's been stuck here.
using it.
Like, I think that the weird, like, organic looking surface that we're on top of is edible.
Don't close behind you.
He just cuts off a chunk of it. The live action CG combo is so powerful. Like him stepping through the door in the back, it looks so ridiculous. It's perfect. I feel like we're actually just gonna get into Narayan. Like that guy's been like, I've spent 20 years trying to get into Narayan, but I can't get past this shield, and it's just gonna be like a puzzle that we solve in a half hour. It's like, alright, dude. It wasn't that hard. Maybe now these things work? Yes. Oh god, what? It's gonna be that we're making those symbols on the wall, but um which ones? I mean, how many symbols are there? Like, hold up a sec, because I also have to. This one is not working. It's just this one. Okay. And it's another machine, but it is currently off or something? Yeah, it's not working. Hang on. These symbols are combinations of, hang on. The symbols that we were collecting, like that one, that third one is like nature plus something. Where'd my books go? What? Oh, there they are. Why were they invisible? Why are they invisible? What? Why are my books invisible? I have to stand over here. Like if we look at it, that's nature plus, I'm assuming it's plus contradict? No, not plus contradict. Plus encourage. I'm just gonna write this down. This one is... Is this anything? I hang on. It's not does any of this look familiar? Scrolled past it. Um maybe future plus it's future plus something. Plus motion. I feel like these kind of relate to like the themes of the islands. Like, yeah, that third island was nature plus, well, it was nature. I don't know about encourage, but it was definitely nature. And that second one was the electricity one, which is definitely motion and future, I guess. This one's gonna be like, does one of these symbols equal ball? Is ball one of the symbols? Change. I think that's change and force. Well, I don't know what I accomplished by decoding that, but all right. Maybe we check this. That's the back of the book. That was a puzzle we solved. That's a puzzle. Wait. Every minute I spend searching runs to blah blah blah. She almost caught me last time. Okay, no. That's not it. There's not really any kind of hint here, is there? And as far as like like we've decoded six symbols. Like we've those three symbols that we got from the worlds correspond to six. But we need a hell of a lot more than six to get anywhere. We need 12, like let alone where you're supposed to input these. Um, let alone where they're supposed to go. the symbols that seem meaningful so far. Yeah, we need 24, which how many even are there? How many even are there? I think there might only be 24, so I think they all just have to be input some. No, because that's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. There are 30 symbols, of which I think 24 of them maybe are going to be input. Somewhere. Well, yeah, because there's two of these things, and each one is 4, 8, 12 symbols. There's another one of these pods across the room back there. So I think there are probably 24 symbols that need inputting. I will just say when I checked the how long to beat when I checked the how long to beat time for this game, I did look at the reviews. I was just curious if other people liked this game, and one of the reviews mentioned a puzzle that was extremely difficult at the end. They were like, yeah, there's a puzzle at the end where what they said was if you don't remember something from the beginning of the game, you will never solve it. So I'm thinking this might be that puzzle. Because there doesn't seem to be any, like, there's really, like, we're just in a room. Like, I don't know, did they say a bunch of this shit at the start of the game and I just wasn't paying attention? I feel like that's a possibility. Because, like, we're literally just in this room with the input device. And if we come up here, I don't think there's anything. So I feel like this might be... I feel like this might be that. I don't know what this is, though. Like, it's a weirdly ornate device on the roof that seems like it does nothing. Actually clicking on it just sends me back over to the stairs. Like, what is that? And what is this? This was just to turn on power downstairs. This door is locked. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna double check that that's what it is. Hang on. Yeah. Wait. What? Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what it is? It's actually not that bad. I probably should have thought of this. In this book, it's in this book somewhere. I scrolled through this book before, but it was too many words, and I just kind of didn't read all this shit. But somewhere in here is, I think, maybe the answer. Somewhere in this massive fucking novel. So I think I'm gonna sit here and read this. It might be like the order they appear in the books or something. Hang on. Literally look at all of this. Damn. Okay. Catherine have dreamed of restoring Denis. The city of Denis should not have been. And forever in ruins, symbol of past mistakes. We could rebuild the city walls. Yeah, the font sucks, and we have to read all of this. Tonight have found the one solution. Survive the downfall or to thrive. Must break the pattern of hatred which have destroyed so many lives. We have to write a new age. Okay, so Relation is probably the new age that he wrote for the people of Denis. Told them why we should not restore it. Their response was immediate and unanimous. To my most recent accomplishment, Averone. Myst 4. See you there. Never before has there been so much writing on my skill. The age I'm about to write. Oh, God. Must have even commented on the solution at the beginning of the game. Find my anchor. Presence of energy. Energy powers future motion. It's bold. Right. I did say that. Energy powers future motion. That's 4. And I'm pretty sure those are all words. Hang on. I mean, those are all words, but is there anything other? Are there any other bold words in here? Dynamic forces spur change. Did I miss some? Uh, yeah, nature encourages mutual dependence. I don't think any of these other... I don't think the bold text exists before here in the book. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. No, I got dynamic forces spur change. I wrote that already. Well, that's only half. That's only well, hang on. That's 4, 8, 12, 16. I think we did miss some. I think we've got 16 words. I think we got to go all the way back. I think there's going to be 2 more bold statements in here somewhere. No. No. All right, well, let's not worry about that for now. Maybe we can look at the remaining words that aren't in use yet, and then just like piece sentences together with them that make sense. And then that'll be it. Okay, I am going to take like a screenshot of all of this because this is going to be a pain in the ass to walk back and forth to otherwise. I can't get them all on screen at once. It's not enough, like, the FOV sucks too much. There we go. Can I scoot over a little bit more maybe, and then see all of it? Yeah, that's good. So, wait, if I go back, yeah, it is for each. Let's go. Let's look at energy powers future motion. I think we're going to have to make like the lines line up or something. Energy. That's not it. It's not that. Dynamic forces spur change. Dynamic. Where's dynamic? Is that even one of the words? Dynamic. Oh, there we go. That's also not it. Nature encourages mutual I mean, maybe the words have to be like maybe they don't actually have to go in that order. Nature encourages mutual dependence. Nature is... That's also not going to be it. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. Balanced. Balanced? Is it anywhere? Where is that? Balanced. Dependence, merge, future, convoy, spur, infinite. Is there a balance symbol? Hang on, I'm going back. Is that even one of the words? Is that even one of the words? No, balance isn't even one of the words. So what the hell is that? Balanced systems stimulate civilization. There is no balance. Maybe I was supposed to get that symbol from something else? But that's not... Yeah, that's... See, here's our problem. We're missing one of the... We're missing one of them. We're missing 6 symbols. Uh... Huh. Well, none of the symbols that I looked up, none of the first symbols in those lines... Like, hang on. Nature... Does nature make sense? No. Because to make nature, you do... I think nature is this. I mean, maybe they can be input in any way, but it just seems wrong. I mean, let's try it. Let's try it. The phrase is, nature encourages mutual dependence. Encourages is definitely one of the word. It's definitely one of them. Encourages, where is it? It's that thing. Let's go like encourages. Mutual, I'm pretty sure is one of the words that we have. Yes, it is. Dependence. Do we have dependence? I think we do. No. Do we? Dependence. Yes, we do. I'm just doing this in a weird way, by the way. Like, it might be nature encourages mutual dependence. It might just be get these 4 words in any way. I hope it's that. It would be terrible if you also just had to, like, get it in the correct order. But I feel like the whole point is we're connecting. Ah, there we go. Okay, sick. Well, that's nature encourages mutual dependence. No, the bottom word does not have to match. None of it has to match up with anything. Okay. All right, well, that is that one then. I'll move that somewhere else in my document. Dynamic forces spur change. I think we have that. Dynamic. I think that's dynamic. Forces. Spur. It's a good thing that there's a symbol for spur. Of all words. Spur. Change. Do we have change? Please tell me we have change. We do. It kind of looks like an orange. There we go. Energy powers future motion. Let's try that. Energy powers future motion. Energy, where is that? There it is. Energy. Powers. Where's future? I know we have these words. Yep, there it is. And motion is this. All right, well, that's okay, cool. Maybe now we'll be able to get some more words. Well, I completely forgot this book even existed, even though it's been on screen the entire game, to be honest with you. I don't think I would have figured that out. I don't think I would have figured that out, even though I did literally say out loud, I bet these bold words mean something, like 9 hours ago. Probably 9.5 hours ago, right at the start of the game. I was like, I bet these bold words mean something. Oh, what'd I get? Tomana. And a new set of words? Yeah. Oh god, there's so many words. There's so many words. Shit. Okay. There's balance, by the way. Hang on, we're gonna have to... yeah, balance is right there. Time for screenshots. I don't think I can get... one. Okay, that bottom word is sustain. And now I think we're just missing the middle one. Okay. There are so many words. Yo, what's up, Relic? There are a lot of words, but I guess maybe to get the other, we should return to Tomana. Maybe we can get him to cough up the other sentences, because we're missing, I think, 2 sentences. It's kind of funny that Brad Dourif has been trapped in that world for kind of a while, and little did he know that the book Back to Tomana was just downstairs.
You've returned! Atris, come quick! The fire burned the linking book you used. We had no way of following and thought.
We've returned. Where's Relisha?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Wait, is that a bad ending? Okay, that's a bad ending. Don't do that. Don't return. Don't return to Relicon. Well, I guess whoever was asking, can you die in Myst 3? Yes. Why, yes, you can. Please don't make me... They're totally gonna make me input all that shit again, aren't they? They're totally making me input all that shit again. Because now the portal's back up. I think that was... I'm not sure if that was checkpointed or if that was last save. I don't think I've saved. I don't think that was a save. I think that was a checkpoint. I have to come back up here. I have to input all that shit again. This takes forever. Maybe I can just check the VOD and we can just speedrun this rather than... I think it'll be faster if I just check the VOD and see what the fully input panel looks like. Alright. Well, now I know to save. If we're gonna start getting, like, fail states you can't return from. I thought that we were gonna return and then he was gonna tell me, like... You know, he was gonna tell me, oh yeah, you know, here's 2 more words of wisdom for you. Here's 2 more wise sentences. I'm going to turn down the cursor speed for this. This is very annoying to input, actually, with fast cursor speed. There we go. There's no way, ID. There's no way. Zip mode. If you're standing in certain places, you'll get like a lightning bolt that then lets you skip a number of like spots. Like if you're at the end of a long hallway, you might be able to lightning bolt to the end of that hallway instead of walking like 10 spaces along the way down the hall. That's what zip mode is. It doesn't really let you do it very often, but it's good. It's good when it lets you do it. Alright, this one is... What am I missing? Why is this not working? Oh, no, wait. No, yeah, why is this not working? I'm not sure what I'm missing here. This looks completely correct to me. I'm not sure. Did they change the sentences on me when I reloaded? What? This is it, I think. Oh, I'm that. Okay, and this one is... This is the one that looks like an orange. See, it's like a Tropicana box orange. It's got like the The, the little leaves up at the top. Alright, cool. I am saving. I am absolutely saving. I'm not inputting that again. Maybe the remaining 2 sentences are in... Not gonna use that. Maybe the remaining 2 sentences are in Saavedra's book. Because, yeah, other than these words, there's nothing else down here. I don't think so. Damn, so Narayan was made bad on purpose. They said he wanted to make us slaves to the tree. They asked me, don't you remember, Saavedra? Our father wrote this world to teach us, to show his sons what an age shouldn't be. Alright. That does suck. Or did that reactivate the wall behind me? Yes. Oh, we've only got to do one sentence. We looked in here earlier. I just forgot. We only have to do one sentence. Okay. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. Okay. Balance. That makes this way easier. I'm not actually missing any information. Balanced I'm realizing now that these screenshots are too small and I can't actually read any of the text. Systems. Systems. Constraint, inhibit, sustain, stimulate. This is kind of a complicated symbol. This, then it's like that. Stimulate, I think that's correct. Civilization. Okay, civilization was one of the top floor words. All right, cool. There was only one sentence to input. I thought there were more sentences that I would need to input, but there were not. There was only one sentence. I already knew what the sentence was because it was in the book, and I just had to, I just had to go downstairs and find all of the extra tapestries, and that was it.
They're alive? How did you... The Force symbol.
He's messing with the device. So we can... Oh, that's torturous. So you can see that it's alive, but only if the barrier is up so you can't get to it. Or we can get to it, but only if it's dead. Or if you have two people. Or if you have like a rope that you can tie around it and then go through the barrier and then yank the rope. Oh shit, No, I skipped the cutscene. I dropped the controller and when I grabbed it, it pressed a button and skipped the cutscene. Well... he's back there now. Man, that sucks. I skipped the cutscene. Hang on, I need to... That sucks. No, I'm not loading and inputting all that shit again. I mean, I guess I could. I guess I could load and input all that shit again.
What are you doing?
No, I didn't say. I saved after this input. I did not save after this input. So it'd take me like... I don't know. Should I do it? I could just load and do it. We'll check the VOD. We'll check the VOD, and then I'll just do it. I'm not even gonna bother going and getting the Tomana book. I think that's bait. I don't think you need that. This'll only take a sec, because I'm gonna check the VOD. We just have to re-input the Balanced Society words again. Or whatever this was. Balanced civilizations. Something. All right, what am I missing? This one. There we go. Okay, now I won't press anything.
Oh my god. They're alive? How did you... The Force symbol.
I don't understand why he doesn't just climb up onto the roof and then just like drop down to this platform. Like there's nothing stopping him from doing that, is there? Like it's all outside. You could just build a ladder.
No. He gives me hope. Destroy me. You see, I still have something that he wants. Something that he sent you to bring back for him. Release you. Drop the outer barrier when I'm out by the gondola. Switch the shield so the outer barrier is open. And in return, I'll give up Relation. Do it.
Okay. This was not made by Cyan Worlds. This was made by Presto Entertainment, who made the Journeyman Project games. And what if I don't do it? Yeah, and some Gundam game. I saw that on the list too. And the answer is yes, they were in dire straits actually, because they made this, then they made Whacked, which is another Xbox game. And then they went out of business.
Apparently, it's my turn to live up to my end of the bargain.
What a dick. I knew I shouldn't have done that. I think this might be a bad ending. Maybe now we go to Tomana. Oh, nope. Game continues. Maybe now we can go upstairs and see what was in his room up there. Or maybe now I return to Tomana, now that Brad is off doing Brad things. He's doing Brad and things. Nope. Also, cursor speed's going back up.
You've returned. Atreus, come quick! The fire burned the linking book you used. We had no way of following and thought.
You've returned. And where's Relishan? Did you bring back the book? All those people. Everything we worked so hard to restore.
Atreus.
Without that book, they're lost to us forever.
Bad ending? Because we didn't get the book back? I'm thinking. Yeah, you failed. First I had to try again. We'll load to here. So this is when. Wait. Oh, did I not save it again? Okay, yeah, he's right there. So can I just like fuck him up somehow? How do I beat this man up?
Go back inside and drop.
No. Yeah, Atreus is making me do all this stuff.
What? You don't think I'm serious about destroying Relation? Drop the barrier. I will drop this.
Or I will drop this. Oh no, he fucking dropped it. Oh my. Welcome to my all bad ending speedrun. He just drops the book and hits me with a hammer. How do we stop him from dropping the book? How do I defeat... Hang on, maybe we... Oh, I know. We cut the power. We cut the power upstairs. And then maybe he'll, like, blow up or something. Apparently, yes, Relic. Fucking got him. All I did was cut the power. Oh, yeah, hang on. We cut the power. I come down here. Now we turn this thing. And then we turn the power back on, I'm thinking. Oh, no, here we go. He's gonna drop the book.
Oh, God. No. Please don't do this to me. Not when my family could still be alive out there. You want the book? Here.
Fuck yeah, now we can just leave. Now we have a moral choice. Do we just leave Saavedro here? Or do we actually let him go to Relicon or whatever? Or, yeah.
Please. I can't do this again.
We could just leave with the book.
Please don't leave me trapped here like this. I can't.
He's a sympathetic villain, though. I know he would do bad things to me. But look at him. He's going ham back there. I gotta help out a friend. I'm gonna save just in case this is a bad ending if you help out a friend. I know he just wants to see his wife or whatever. So... So there you go. You're welcome, buddy. Actually, I don't have the Tomana book with me, so I couldn't, I'm gonna have to go get that book now. Hang on. Uh... I couldn't have abandoned him at that point. I kind of locked myself into the good guy route. I kind of want to see what if the ending is different in any way if I just like abandon him, just bait him into giving me back the book and then we leave.
By the Maker, you've returned. Atreus, come quick! The fire burned the linking book you used. We had no way of following the...
You've returned. But where's Relishan? Did you bring back the book?
Got it right here.
Thank the Maker. It's fine. We're in your debt, my friend. If this book had been destroyed, everything we worked for, all the people of Relishan, have been lost to us forever.
You must tell us everything.
What is this music? What is this like? Is this a bad ending? Like, what was that music?
At last I can rejoice, for Relishan has been returned to me unharmed. The age I hoped would provide a new beginning still lives on. I'm sure that no danger shall befall it. And as I sit here writing in this journal, I rejoice to know that Narayan too is safe. The secrets of its past have been unlocked, and old wrongs have finally been righted. I know now that we can't escape the past, nor can we rewrite it, hoping to lessen our pain. The best we can hope for is to continue to learn, to take from the past only that which is good, and move on. Perhaps in the process, we will build a brighter future.
All right, credits. Done. I kind of want to go back and find out what the ending is if we don't. Like, if we screw that guy over at the end. If we screw over the Narayan guy. There's one other way to get bonked with an axe if you want all the bad endings. How do you do it? I bet that you get hit with an axe if you like. I bet you get hit with an axe if you... Like when you shut the power off and he's like, no, how could you do this? Instead of like getting him to give me the book, if we just instantly turn the power back on and then drop the shield, he's probably gonna like come hit me with an axe. Yeah. There's our cast. Who's Yisha? Was that someone? Was there someone in this game named Yisha? Oh, Yisha's the baby. They credited the baby. I guess so. Music, boy soprano, electronic valve instrument. What? They were crediting all of the people who played the instruments in the orchestra. What is an electronic valve instrument? Special thanks to Japan's managing director. Are we just stuck here? Okay. Well, I want to see what happens. I really want to know what happens if we, go get the book now. Also, we have like a whole ass documentary on this disc we gotta watch next. You know we're checking out the special features. Yeah, there he is. We hit the power and lock him out. Here we go, he mad. He gives me that, and now, goodbye. Goodbye, thanks for the book.
By the Maker, you've returned. Atris, come quick! The fire burned the linking book you used. We had no way of following the...
You've returned. But where's Relishan? Did you bring back the book? Thank the Maker. It's fine. We're in your debt, my friend. If this book had been destroyed, everything we worked for, all the people of Relishan...
It's just the same ending. I wonder if the ending FMV will say if Narayan is okay, or if we'll be like, I know not of the fate of Narayan, and that's the only difference.
And so, as I once again set my pen to the page, a heavy sorrow.
Okay, yeah.
It's true that Relishan has been returned to us unharmed. The age I wrote to provide a new beginning is secure, but I can't escape the facts of its return. Nothing I can do will change the past. The anguish of decisions that were made must be carried with me forever. But if I had been the one to face Savidro, if I had seen the light of my son's
So you get the ending, but the game shames you for being mean to Saavedro.
would I have sacrificed his dreams to claim my own?
Alright, there's our different ending. Well, here's the deal. We have this, the making of Exile. I don't know how much of this we're gonna watch, because this might be really long. I have no clue how long this is, but the making of Exile, I want to know how the game was made. That's like a sick logo, honestly. Presto Studios had a good logo.
When we found out we had gotten the contract to do Myst 3, I mean, it was such an overwhelming honor. The only thing you could really equate it to is being in the film industry and having George Lucas say, "I'd like you to make the next Star Wars for me."
A thing that would later happen, and it would be bad.
We wanted to stay consistent with, but we also wanted to add technology that would let the player look 360 degrees around them. We're not hiding anything, it's a complete world.
To say that we had a lot to live up to is a horrible understatement. There are millions of people that have played Myst and Riven. There are millions that have
Yeah, except that one door.
of what Myst can
They
be
did hide the door.
that it's almost daunting. Myst was a remarkable product when it first came out in 1993. A company by the name of Cyan produced the product. It's a phenomenon in the game industry. No game has ever sold that well.
No game has ever sold that well.
The premise behind the Myst series is that this culture called the Dunny
The
have
Dunny.
found a way to
Is that how you're supposed to
link
say it?
the infinite possibilities that there are in the world by writing these books. And essentially, the great thing about this from a designer's perspective is that you can let your imagination wander.
This guy's hair is like
Anything
kind of
that
sending
you
me.
imagine
Look at,
exists somewhere. All you have to do is write it.
like, what the hell? Show him again.
Atris, is that you? Come to rescue your book so soon?
The really early decision that we made was to try to create a story context that would really offer us the opportunity to create a lot of deliberate puzzles. The lesson age concept gave us a great foundation to start from.
My sons, I promise to teach you the secrets of my ages. This world is
The idea behind the lesson age concept began with a question. I was looking at Myst Island from the original game, and I was thinking, why would someone who has the ability to write a link to a world write a link to a world with such diverse and unusual elements within it? Well, if Atris wanted to educate
A writer wondering, why would this guy have made puzzles if he could have just not?
he would write a linking book in such a way that it would incorporate these diverse elements. And it was really from there that the idea of these teaching ages arose.
This what you expected, Atris? When you followed me here, hoping to reclaim Relation?
One of the challenges of telling a story in an interactive game is that you can't always control what sequence of events is going to occur in the game. So in order to make a story work in Exile, we had to come up with ways in which we could tell the story from various directions.
What's the matter, Atris? Can't remember how things work?
You'd get snippets of the story the more you progress through the game.
You've returned, but where's Relishan?
I think what Cyan managed to capture in the Myst game...
Like, look at him. His hair is really short, but it's also like all standing up on its ends. I hate
At
it.
the same time, somehow familiar. They would take these things that were perhaps medieval or Baroque and juxtapose them in a certain way that was impossible in our own world. And I think that made it very accessible for a lot of people. What I really wanted the designers to explore was the boundaries of what was defined as an age. In Myst and Riven, you see an age as this island within sort of an endless sea in this world. And for us, that could be anything.
The environments of Exile aren't meant to be intimidating. Jananan is a very tropical environment and sort of a rock climber's paradise. Voltaic has sort of a Grand Canyon feel, a very majestic feel. Tamana is the new home for Atrus and Catherine and their baby Yisha, so we wanted something that was very familiar, very Myst and Riven-like. Some of the other environments are very different.
Terrible
The
environment.
original idea we had behind Idana, or the Life Age, as we referred to it in production, was to gather as much life and enrichment as possible into one area. This is basically all about life. The idea of the inverted tree was taking something normal and tweaking it and making it a little abnormal. Taking the tuft of the tree and turning that into the enclosure or the living space and letting everything else fall into the ocean, and then going for the absolutely radical. Technologically speaking, I mean, we ran into all sorts of issues. I was no longer confined to a
Oh my god, that's cool.
three-dimensionally. I had to basically come up with another way to model this thing out. Everything was a challenge in this one.
They built 3D models, like, in real life.
It's amazing how much work it takes to put together a project like this. You sort of have to step back and say, we are going to build the best game we can possibly build. We are going to put our heart and our soul into it.
One of the first steps in achieving the graphics was to make sure that we had quality personnel. Our designers had to be top-notch. Our modelers and texture artists had to be some of the best in the industry. We had a lot of artists that were already using 3D Studio Max here at Presto Studios, so we started looking into the package and seeing how well it could do high-res, pre-rendered graphics for our game. The animators did a couple of tests early on, and the results were very positive.
The first challenge I faced on the Age of Junanan was building the terrain. I started out with a low poly proxy surface, which let us mask things in really quickly. Then I took that and subdivided it down with a subdivision surface technology in Max called NURMS. Basically what this does is takes this kind of square, flat, low poly surface and smooths it out so it looks nice and smooth and organic. The next step
Looks like ass, Chief. Well done.
Paint custom displacement maps for each of the pieces of geometry that will be in the terrain. And so what that allows us to do is actually paint the geometry instead of having to hand model every crease and bump and edge that goes into all this complex rock and terrain. One of the last things that we do when we're working on Myst 3 is something that we've kind of dubbed the Greeble Pass.
There you go.
Go ahead and go through the entire age and add things like grass, weeds, debris, you know, just the kind of things that bring the age to life.
I think with
This is great, by the way. They're getting really detailed.
Opportunity to push the boundaries of pre-rendered 3D graphics to really create an exceedingly detailed, realistic world. What I really wanted the textures to provide for the player was that connection to the real world. The texture artists had a fairly large resource to draw from in the library that we've created over the last 8 years of developing photorealistic adventure games. But for Exile, in fact, we really found that the things that we were doing were so different that we needed to find new source material
That's a sick
for
camera.
almost everything that we did. The most difficult thing was to create textures that you couldn't really find a source for, but that had to look realistic. An example of that was the giant tusk building in Jananen. That texture had to be very recognizable as being sort of a bone-like structure, and yet the scale of it was just absolutely immense. And that texture had to hold up both from a distance without repeating and up close where you could see every little bump and crack in it.
With the puzzles, we really wanted the player to...
I still don't understand that puzzle. Why did hearing the sound effect from a distance of the guy eating a thing make those nuts expand?
Prototypes very early on. We would do 3D animations to show what things might look like and how you would interact with them. Or we'd do things in Director where we would actually script a puzzle and you'd be able to solve it there on the computer before it was visually beautiful.
One of the things that we really felt we needed to do was to educate the player and prepare them for the challenges ahead. A lot of the ages are filled with things that you've never seen before, and we can't expect players to be able to look at them and just through their design be able to figure out what they do. When they approached a puzzle later on in the game, we wanted them to have something in the back of their mind, something that they had seen before that they would
Nope, not intuitive at all. Sorry. Completely forgot about this.
A great example of this was the Venus flytrap in Svidro's lair at the bottom of the tower in Jananen. It served a story purpose in showing the development that Svidro had put into these traps that he had laid for Atris, but at the same time it gave us a way of foreshadowing the puzzle that was to come. In my own opinion, I think that lighting was probably the most powerful tool that we had in creating these worlds. The mandate that I really put on each of the animators was to, with every scene that they created, to create something that would be a back-of-the-box picture. After Riven, I think players had an expectation of having more life in a Myst world. With the Squee, we saw a great opportunity to have a puzzle by manipulating that creature.
The first step of my job for realizing the animation of the Squee was to build the model. Once I've got a good wireframe mesh built...
It sounds kind of mean when they put it that way. A puzzle where you have to manipulate him.
How it should react to light. The last part of that is actually building fur. We actually have a little plug-in in Max that models each individual hair on the surface of the Squee. Once everything is in place, then I go ahead and build a virtual...
I love the cube Squee. This is like Cubivore development footage.
Almost every animation in the game requires a very specific sound. The ocean water lets you know that there's this vast
typo in the subtitles.
Wind makes it feel real. So when sound first comes in, it really sets the mood for the entire environment.
Wait a minute, we never had to decode the numbering system from the page numbers. That was just a fake puzzle.
But on the flip side, a mechanical sound is much more involved. Some of the sounds that I use in, for instance, the observatory are extremely mechanical. Every process within that observatory is...
Yeah, it's a puzzle in Riven, so when I saw weird-looking page numbers, I was immediately like, aha, they're doing it again, but then it was a trick. They never did it.
There's probably 50 or 60 playing at any time.
Speed. Real concern and action.
Atris usually doesn't keep people waiting here this long. He's just been so concerned about his books.
Myst 3 was a very complicated video shoot. There's a lot of very specific camera techniques, lenses used, that type of thing. Every single light that was in the computer-generated world, we would match on stage with a real physical light. And we'd use all kinds of gags, things to block to simulate leaves, or cutouts to simulate doorways.
Yeah, I did notice this actually. Yo, nice PVM by the way. But
Room and the light falls on them properly. You can't
I did notice the lighting on the real actors looked really good.
Very carefully about using it. Because the one thing I know about linking books, the doors they open don't close behind you.
We had a really tricky shot in Exile. The idea was Atris walks in one end of the study and Savidro sort of links in behind, and we wanted to have this single continuous shot where the camera turns and looks at Atris and then turns all the way around and sees Savidro. The final composite with all of its elements actually
Look at that dude's Mac. He's got one of those.
You have 4 pieces of video, you have special effects.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. This game was made in like Mac OS 9. Look at that.
Camera swinging around, you know, wherever it wants to go. Getting that effect done in the can, looking right, was probably the most difficult video I've ever had to do in my entire life. Basically, we take the original footage, which is shot on blue. We knock the blue out of that, so all we have is the character that remains. We drop the character on top of the background, and that gets us...
Oh, he's even using that keyboard.
In Combustion, we put it all together, sort of timing this piece over here, this piece over here.
That's the, I use the font from that keyboard on all my, like, UI stuff for GameCube thing. Because it's the best, even though I should replace it because it looks like ass. But on the keyboard, it looks really good.
The most challenging aspect of doing a score like Myst 3 is that you really don't get a chance to see the game until very near the end, and by that time your music's written. I began to develop themes very early on. The main character has his own theme, and he has sort of a dark and a light side to his personality, where you have the really dark, tortured guy, and then you've got, you know, his sort of childlike self with a boy soprano, actually singing the exact same music, but it takes on a whole new meaning.
Subtitled this.
Then there's also sort of the theme of the entire game, with all the choir singing in the language of this new title. I sent the first draft to Presto, and they're like, okay. And it was a really fortunate place to start, because that really was the umbrella under which everything else.
This song does not fit the game at all, by the way. This like grand, like super dramatic, like we got the full choir out. It's a game where you mostly walk around and look at things and nothing happens.
May not really be thinking of it,
I don't know.
but yet affects their perception of what's actually happening on the screen, whether it be a computer screen or a television or movie screen.
Meeting the Dunny, those brave men and women who are building a new life for themselves, I realize I've been given another chance as well.
We designed this unseen character together between Presto and myself to heighten the drama, to heighten the experience.
Wait, the lyrics are just them saying the name of the islands? Hang on. I didn't even realize that until they subtitled it there.
Myst and Riven presented all their images as sort of a slideshow. There'd be a single image and then you'd click and see another image. With Myst 3 Exile, we really wanted to immerse the player much more than just a slideshow. So we sort of combined the pre-rendered graphics with the technology of real-time 3D, and the player is able to see beautiful photorealistic graphics, but look 360 degrees around them and have a lot of freedom of movement.
A lot of freedom of movement, huh?
We moved here
after H has finished writing Relition.
One of the big breakthroughs for us was finding a way to place movies and animations in the scene in such a way that they would continue to play no matter which direction you were looking. You could be looking up, down, sideways, continue to pan around and around, and the movies continue to play.
You know, this trip is exactly what H.
I think Myst 4 has a free walk mode. I think Myst 4 is officially when they did it.
Well, the water technology in Exile, we wanted to do something a little different and a little better. We wanted to do more than just squish the pixels to the left and to the right or up and down. One of the coolest features about the water technology is the way we gave it the appearance of fading off toward the horizon. It really gives you a strong sense of distance when you're looking at the scene.
It is kind of funny to hear them talk up their technology when in reality, like this game is so behind the times for when it came out.
The building of the worlds probably takes one person a month or 6 weeks per world. It's fairly easy to get the navigation working and the animations in, but the implementation of the puzzles is usually the challenging part. In a real-time game, the graphics are drawn every frame, maybe 30 frames per second.
Maybe 30.
But because Exile is a pre-rendered game, that means we're generating the graphics much earlier and they're fixed. We have to account for all the possibilities. This sometimes causes quite a headache for all the people involved because a puzzle may have 60 to 100 to 200 different possibilities, all of which have to be accounted for before.
I don't have to imagine Internet Dirigible. There's an entire making of doc included with RoboCop on the Xbox, which is indeed a shitty licensed game.
That had gone into it and we'd reviewed for months and months, suddenly came together and we were
actually that was a great doc still.
This is about as close to virtual reality as you might get.
The greatest thing about Exile is I really feel that we achieved everything that we set out to achieve. We have a great game that sits as the sequel to Myst and to Riven. It is true to the story. It is true to the characters. The ages are beautiful. I think people are going to remember this game for a long time.
You think? Yeah, the Dragon's Lair 3D doc was definitely, I think, the best one I've ever seen. The way it had, like, the history of Dragon's Lair as a thing, interviews with Don Bluth, interviews with, like, everyone who you could possibly care about, like, how the new one came along, how they made it, the entire Myst 3 Exile production team, and Myst fans all around the world. Like, it covered everything. It covered, like, why they decided to make, like, a weird rap song music video for the credits. Like, it was very good. The Dragon's Lair 3D doc is probably the best one. Unless you count all of the making of stuff from fucking Intellivision Lives. Intellivision Lives also has, like, tons of interviews with developers where they would get, like, those were weird because it would just be like you could tell that it was like cut scenes from something else, but you would see, like, oh, there's a making of, interview with the developer of this, random Intellivision game from 1980, and you'd click on it and you could tell that it was just like a 2-minute clip of, like, a larger interview where they had, like, 10 different guys in the room just, like, rambling about how fun it was to make Intellivision games in the 80s. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. That was pretty good. But we gotta wrap it up. So let's see, where's my thing? Where's my thing? All right, cool. So that was game number 43, Myst 3 Exile. Beaten in 10.5 hours. Again, the how long to beat for this was 7.5. So apparently I was 3 hours slow on that, which is pretty painful to hear. I don't think I'm that bad. I definitely spent a lot of time confused and stuck on things, but surely everyone does, right? How am I alone in that? I don't understand. No sewer level. Definitely no sewer level. And how was the game? I did play in slow turn mode the whole time, which probably lost me, but that couldn't have lost me more than like half an hour, I feel like. So yeah, how was that? So that was really, really good. I thought that was great. I felt much less hopeless at solving it than when I played Riven. Riven is a very open-ended, oh god, what am I doing type game. And this one, they sort of refocused to where, like, usually I have some idea of what I'm supposed to be doing in this game. So yeah, I don't know. That was just really good. The wood planet sucked. I'll just call that, yeah, wood planet sucked. The rest was great. Had to look up 1 or 2 puzzle solutions. Well, had to look up where to go a few times. Let's say that. I really never looked up any puzzle solutions. I would just read one line that would just be like, now go through the door. And I would immediately be like, oh fuck, there's a door. And then would be fine after that. But I did a couple of times have to look up, like, what am I even meant to be? Like where do I go? I don't get it. I feel like I'm missing something. Or that stupid bulb thing in the wood planet. I did look up the puzzle solution there, and the answer was something that I had already done, which is really just awful of them. I was like, yeah, I already did that. And it's like, well, no, you have to do this other thing with this bulb, and then the results will just magically be different when you solve the puzzle. It's like, I don't know, stupid. That was bad. And of course, it came with great bonus features. Love to see the, like, 15-minute long making of with all aspects of the game covered. I would have liked to see some footage of a guy programming, or, like, using this, like, the level editor or something. It was very focused on the graphics. I would have liked a longer than, like, even the interview, like, in the technology section, the technology was just, look at how cool our graphics are. Like, you give me more. I don't know. I also would have loved to see an interview with Brad. They didn't get him in to have him, like, explain why he's in this game. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, that was really good, and I am definitely looking forward to Myst 4. I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5. It's not a 5. If the wood planet didn't suck so much, and that door wasn't hidden, it would be a 5. Jeppo, please. We're getting there. Please. I'm gonna give it a 4.